make I update to na city hot. But ADS, knock them the update. Oh no. 77 trillion naira APC debt to be transferred to the incoming administration. This is not the highlight of our discussion today. Make we run a city hot no time. My name na ADS. Make we start with this report. Oh yeah, watch.
Federal government incoming administration will inherit 77 trillion naira debt. Ahmed reiterates Nigeria not planning debt restructuring, restates commitment to obligations. Country lost 6 trillion naira to tax incentives in 2021. Moves to phase out pioneer incentives, says finance bill will be signed into law in few days. 80.6% of revenue spent on debt service in 11 months. Yes, the shape of the economy, President Buhari will be handing over to the next president. Come May 29, 2023, the budget as presented, the breakdown as given. No, the budget as signed, the breakdown as given by the Minister of Finance yesterday. Clearly, Nigeria is in dire straits because supplementary budget signed to be financed through debt, borrowing more debts.
Our country, they owe 77 trillion naira debt. As if say that one no do. 80.6% of our revenue now waiting we use service our debt in 11 months. Meaning say the revenue fraction remaining to pioneer this country after paying debt now only 19.4%. Very interesting. This is not to tell us say we borrow for consumption and not to invest in capital projects. Omoyele Sowore, the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC, gets something to say as he take touch our country's debt. On your watch.
I'm not repaying any debt until the audits are properly done, and because we need the money to fix the country. But you know, Buhari has borrowed Nigeria back to the Stone Age. Everybody has agreed on that. But our problem is not debt to GDP ratio. Our problem is debt to revenue ratio, and the revenue will aggressively increase. You know, when we get comfortable, well, you know, I've discussed this several times, including on these shows, and I've identified several other revenue sources that either been hidden or are not being harnessed the way they should be. I've identified taxes that are owed to Nigerian states. That's up to about 4.5 billion. I said this on Rise TV by oil companies, and those are low-hanging fruits. We have identified about 11 trillion naira of revenue generating government agencies that are not remitted to the federal government purse. You know, we have identified monies that could come from the NLNG, the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Company. That's over $5 billion that is not remitted directly to the federal. It's remitted through the NNPC, and the NNPC just quaff the money. So I've identified several other products that can get into the international market at this time, including products like sorghum, a lot of mineral resources that have been sold under the table that we've identified that can be brought into the official and formal processes that will give you a lot of money. Somebody was just fighting over stamp duties. Said it's 89 trillion. I don't think it's up to 89 trillion, but there's a sizable amount of money there, and I've confirmed this with agencies that are involved in financial investigations that there's money there, but it's hanging around with the banks that are connected to the CBN governor.
Now the truth be that Sowore say him no go pay back any loan until him audits all the loans from the beginning. From the beginning. That's now if him win this coming presidential election. Now, the question I say, who they audit these loans? Who will they collect every day for inside this country? The APC government keeps talking about building infrastructures. I beg, where these infrastructures dey. And again, these infrastructures, they match with this 77 trillion naira wey we dey hear. As in, una dey reason wetin me I dey reason. Wetin dem say dem build. It relates with this 77 trillion naira, fellow country people. Also, these infrastructures wey dem claim say dem build, dem be capital projects. Do they in any way, manner or form generate revenue for the country, no matter how little? 77 trillion naira debt. Now very crazy amount too, and there is nothing to show for it. Welcome to Nigeria. Make we look at another issue, where they bother Nigerians as this presidential election they come up in few days' time. Omo election wore won't talk on fuel subsidy. Oh yeah, watch.
Well, my position on subsidy is that, honestly, is there subsidy? No. Yes. What they parade as subsidy is how the economic cabal in the system has figured out how to get themselves paid for jobs not done. We were part of the people that fought the Jonathan regime over subsidy. When we were fighting that struggle, we were told clearly that the subsidy is no longer needed because
the Jonathan government was not a regime, it was an administration.
Okay, whatever you want to call it, but to us, we are entitled to define the government as we see it. But whatever it is, they said there was no need for subsidy anymore. But when that struggle got to a peak, the administration, the Jonathan administration, was forced to find out that those who were collecting subsidy were not delivering fuel to Nigerians. In fact, we found out in one of the cases that one of the barges claimed to be bringing subsidized fuel to Nigeria had sank 20 years before. All these guys were hauled before courts. None of the cases, to my knowledge, has reached conviction till today. So those of us who have that experience of the lies that have been told to cover up subsidy or the existence of subsidy, I have now found out that it's a lie that is told from time to time. But let's go away from that lie and look at the realistic issues of refineries that ought to be fixed. And before you say, well, government has no business in refineries. If government has no business in fixing its own refineries, what business does the government have in investing $2.5 billion in a private refinery built in Lagos by Dangote and cannot fix his own refinery? Because if we fix our own refineries, we will have availability of these products. But the other part is that the only product that is subsidized, according to them today, is gasoline, petrol. Diesel is not subsidized. How come we are not getting any effect from that unsubsidized product? Kerosene is not subsidized. The jet A1 fuel is not subsidized. All those products from which they have removed subsidy, what benefit are you getting from it? Nothing. We are supposed to be saving plenty of money from diesel, but you can't. Not only can you not find diesel as you want these days, but the price keeps fluctuating on a daily basis. So if you remove the so-called subsidy without any plan to support the poor in the country, that means petrol will go to 1,000 naira and you are paying slave wages of 30,000 naira per month. How do people survive in this country? That's the question we should be asking. Government should not exist to make life miserable for the citizens. It should exist to find solutions to problems that are afflicting the populace. And that's what we are saying, that's what we stand for.
Very correct. Now only PMS, what we know as fuel, will they subsidize inside this country. We know they subsidize diesel. We know they subsidize jet A1 fuel. Kerosene, we know they subsidize. So, how come we know they get any effects from the money where we suppose use subsidize these other products aside the fuel? Who they follow me, they reason this the way me are the reason. Again, Shawara say there is nothing like fuel subsidy. Him say, what we they call subsidy? Now the wuru way where the government create to use pay themselves for something where them no do. They don't do anything. They just say, make we use this one. They pay ourselves. According to Shaware, the government say them no get any business maintaining our refineries. But what be that business where them get to invest $2.5 billion inside Dangote refinery where they Lagos Eco. If our refineries they work, nothing like fuel subsidy. E no good day. Fuel subsidy now the outcome of the huge money e dey cost to import this fuel. We go make fuel dey very expensive for Nigerians to buy. So government go now come inside to pay part of the money we go make fuel dey affordable to everybody. Now subsidy, now im be that o. Now wetin I just explain give you be that. But if our refineries dey work, we no need to import again. This thing na just common sense. Common sense. Who go borrow our leaders sense abeg? Common sense. Anyways, you hear me so? You no need a Archangel Michael to tell you say problem dey inside this country. Go collect your PVC now. Collection go end on the 22nd of February. Be part of Nigeria Decide 2023. See, make I motivate you. You go to talk say, hey, you no consign me. Hey, you no consign me. They say we did 200 million Nigerians. How much will they owe? 77 trillion naira. Go and divide 77 trillion naira by 200 million Nigerians. So you go fit tell yourself how much when you dey owe, when you follow the owe people, where we go collect this money from. Maybe by that time you go dey serious, go collect your PVC. You dey hear me so? I go see you tomorrow. Oh yeah, wait. You don't collect update, you want run away, Abi? Well, Biko, subscribe. Enjoy. Biko, da Allah, subscribe.